Karen. Whoa. How you doing, Karen?
Hi. Okay.
There's Lisa Ludwig. Greg, I told you, we have to let Lisa.
Figure
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Wondering if we're getting anyone else. It's not very many.
Wendy is not participating.
Well, I consider even households. And then I think I saw Will under the iPhone.
Yep, that's Mr. Will.
That's Mr. Will. I know Monica had stuff.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Perfect.
Will the legend. There you go. Will the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
I had to change it for him so he's not iPhone.
I was just talking about it. My neighbor, she doesn't have a Google account, and the school uses Google Classroom to do meetings. And she's like, when I log into those, I'm always my daughter.
Oh, well.
Aww.
Lisa, I'm going to make you co-host.
Oh, you're going to give me superpowers?
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll get started with who we have and what I have, and we'll go from there.
Okie dokie.
There. All right. I'm going to share for the first part of it because it's all kind of already typed in there, but I need to enlarge it so you can actually read it. So Barb sent out meeting notes for everyone on the August. So we did have our September, our August notes did get emailed out, and Barb is not going to join tonight, so I will put some notes together, but I don't think we have anything too surprising in this list. The Spirit of Scouting Campership, and I need to make sure we announce this at a troop meeting, Rich. We had a parent last year who did an anonymous donation to a scout for service, and you have to write an essay, and we are doing that again this year. And so they have to do the service by January 1, I think it is. So on the agenda that I had sent out earlier, it is in here about what they do. They only have to do 10 hours, but it's 10 hours not organized by the troop. So 10 hours of them going somewhere on their own. So we announced that before, and I'm just re-announcing it again. With October, we start Recharter, and we will officially run adult elections with the Fall Court of Honor. So if anyone wants another position or keep their positions, I'm going to go through and ask, but officially we are up for election. With that, the notice of one person is not returning to my calls, and I have no one else who has volunteered. No one is running for Scoutmaster for 1402B. And I know I only have a couple people in here who will have youth in the troop for the full next year, but that is an issue that does need to get resolved. So as Eric asked me what my plan was, I was starting with asking and I'm moving to bagging. I'm to the category of bagging. It has to be someone over 21. There is no gender requirement, but there is an age requirement.
That
So-
B is for the girls troop?
For the boys. B's for the boys. G's
BB for boys.
Oh, I thought we
I
were
don't know
doing
why
like
they
A and
make it
B.
so cryptic, Eric.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for the boys. Rich with his son graduating basically right after the new year, has decided that it is time to pass the mantle to the next Scoutmaster. Not unusual for Scoutmasters to step down when their scouts graduate. And since Nico's graduating, Rich is stepping down. So I will bring this up again, but yes, I have not had any luck yet. I have talked to a couple of people and everyone always has a suggestion of somebody else. So not had a volunteer. Also with youth protection, and I've got a couple people there. Youth protection needs to be redone or you cannot be rechartered. And Rich, both you and Pam, Rich, you're actually currently expired, so you're not safe from the youth this weekend.
Oh no, I can't go?
You're expired. Yeah, who knows what they might do to you.
I'll do it at some point tonight.
Yes. And then Pam's is also up. And then Will, we technically have you on the charter. If you want to be on the charter again, we need you to do your youth protection. The big one is anyone who's going to summer camp has to be chartered. That is the big one. So Will, if you want to your membership lapse, that's fine. If you want us to renew you because you're going to
I'll do it. I mean, I gotta do it if I go on any camp out, correct?
Technically, you don't have to do it if you're doing it on any camp out. You just have to do, it's highly, highly recommended if you go on any camp out. It's completely required to go on summer camp.
Okay, and what are have we decided what we're doing on summer camp this year?
Yes, we voted that a while ago. We are going to Pennsylvania.
We're retrying that again. Okay.
Yes.
This is my first meeting in months, so.
Okay. But yeah, Will, so I would need you to do it, and it'll be the same user ID and password you used last time, and hopefully you remember what that is.
Yeah, good luck with that. I got
Sorry,
hard enough time remembering my name.
Yeah, the joys of that. Okay, and can you guys see my screen? I realized I was sharing and then not sharing the right screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so current membership. I have gone through some of these we knew and suspected. I have gone through and reached out to everyone we haven't seen since January or since July to see where we are with head counts. So Mo has officially dropped again, which he had dropped at one point and came back. We have
a blue screen. We have a blank screen.
What?
We have a blank screen. We're not seeing anything. Are you sharing anything? Oh, now you are. You're sharing us. Never mind.
Hold on.
I didn't see anything. I saw your screen. I'm sorry. I'm going to be quiet.
I've got multiple. Hold on. Is it seeing my screen now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mo has dropped Jeffrey and Lucas, which we had been seeing earlier in the year, have both decided to leave independent of everything else that is going on. The one on here is Liam Kraus, young Liam, who is our crossover. We have not seen him, but he, talking to his mother, it is a whole, what are we doing with COVID conversation and not feeling comfortable participating. So he's the only one who really is, it's a COVID thing, not just a my scout has moved on thing. So he is left down there. She is going to get back to us whether we should renew him when we go to do renewals. So that is our current membership. And then over here in the corner is how many students roughly we have each grade. We have 4 kids that will age out next year that are our senior class. They're aging out at various points. Roman is our one 11th grader. I can't remember who our 10th graders are. We have 9 9th graders. We have a whole lot of freshmen this year. And that has been that Rose group. We no longer have any 7th graders, and we have 2, possibly only 1 6th grader. So we have had some real challenges in recruitment. And what that means for the troop in 2 or 3 years as those top students disappear, and who's going to be around for those 9 Eagle projects that are eventually coming our way in a couple of years, when that large group goes through and becomes first going through Eagles. And me and Rich have kind of talked about when we talked about some of the scouts. Through council, I got a list of everyone who was a Weeblo 2 Arrow of Light student last year and did not cross over and register with a troop. So we've got phone numbers, emails, and physical mailing addresses. So we're going to try to do some reach out to some of those kids to see if we can bolster our numbers. We also, our girls have, it's a small group and it's been a challenge, I've been told, for basically every troop who has opted to have girls, with the exception of 1 or 2 mega troops. Our girl numbers are also struggling, so.
Hey, Lisa,
Yes.
you talk to Stella?
I had talked to Stella. Her parent was involved. They were involved. She was doing a whole bunch of his stuff while we were virtual. And then she reached out to me in July and said that they were no longer going to participate. So I don't know if we try reaching out to her again, we might get her back. Her father was an Eagle Scout, so they come from a scouting background, which generally makes it more likely, but
she seemed to be getting along with the girls very well. Like,
yes, I
the
think
couple
there's
times.
just, yeah, her statement was there was some craziness in the house, and this year's full of crazy years. So I wouldn't think it would be a bad thing to have the girls reach out to her again this fall, and see if we can get her to come back.
Okay. And Madison is still with us?
Madison has officially come back. Madison has come to a couple of meetings. I don't think she's been really consistent, but Madison did come back. She was gone for a while, but has come back.
Are we resuming all the activity that we have been doing now? Like, we are allowed to do our meetings and stuff now?
Yes. So let me go back to, I got another thing about, is there any questions about where we are membership wise? As I said,
No, because I asked because I do have a couple girls interested, but her parents are very apprehensive about, not unless we are really doing it. Like, she doesn't want her girls to be doing virtual. She wanted them to be like physically involved. So she said that not unless we are going back to, what we were doing, she doesn't want to even start and disappoint them on something like that.
So yeah, we've been physical since July. Now, obviously at any point in time, like we had 1 week, so we had the rain out and we had to move, but yeah, unless the state controls it again, we are physically meeting.
Okay, so we are back to the church now?
Yep, and that's my next kind of item.
Oh.
Does anyone else have any questions about the membership? So building access, the church did call me last week. Exciting news, we are access back to the building inside. I know my senior patrol leader just showed up here to do his presentation. Oh, you don't have the email. We can use the building inside. When we are done, there is supposedly spray bottles in each of the rooms. All tables and chairs that we have used need to be sprayed down, left down, and we are to walk out and close up like normal. And the idea is they disinfect overnight, since we are an evening group. So yes, as of last week, we are officially allowed back into the building. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Now-
Concerns, comments?
As far as the state goes, though, we're still limited to groups of 10, aren't we?
No, actually, I went and looked, and the state order that said 10 for social activities indoors was rescinded the same time she opened up the gym.
Oh, okay.
And
good.
I did look,
Okay.
and I was thinking we'd have to do something where we didn't have more than 10 in a room.
Right.
But yeah, it was noticeably quiet that was announced. We announced that we got to open the gyms. But yes, I looked and that order is rescinded. So there is no restriction in terms of attendance. I mean, other than the reasonableness of, right,
Right.
we're not going to have 9 million people, but yeah, we are allowed inside and groups larger than 10.
And then we just have to have our masks on.
Yes, yes. Indoor mask law still does apply. But yes, and I mean, obviously, we've got the 3 rooms. Depending on what they're doing, we should encourage them to use as much of those room space as possible, right?
Hey, Lisa,
Yeah.
what did you say again? My phone locked me out for a second. About meeting in groups?
The state has rescinded the 10-person reorder for indoor social events.
Okay.
So, and the church is allowing us back in.
You gotta go out? You gotta go out?
All right. Can I have an approval of the committee chair report? Yeah, I see some thumbs. Okay. With that, I am moving it over to Roman is doing your petroleum report out. Hello.
So Lindsay couldn't make it tonight, so I am filling in for her.
No, you're just doing yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, she isn't here, but I am, so woohoo. So the SPL report out November. Tomorrow is our September kind of fun, get out of the house. I'm sure you're all tired of your kids. Camp out. So we'll have that. November, same as last year, the cooking camp out. December, all night sports. January is the polar bear. Yeah, that sounds about right. January is the polar bear up north, so maybe we actually get the cold. February is luging plus submarine. We're not exactly sure how that's gonna work, but we're gonna try. March is Frankenmuth. We don't have any plans for April. May is Scout Skills, and June and July is summer camp, like always.
So here's my challenge, and we can kind of talk about this either now or after he's done with this full report. As we move forward, we are now at the point where we need to start booking winter events. The state doesn't allow people. Council has not opened up the camps for registration in any of the cabins. Cabins are not available to rent yet. And there is no guidance about how to do indoor camping. So I told the kids, and we kind of talked about with Rich, what would they want to do if we pretended the world was normal? Are we going to cabin camp in November, or are we going to get a cabin maybe to cook in the indoors and we make them sleep outdoors? Because the current recommendation from council is we're to have no more than 1 household per tent. When we move into cabins, we're in close quarters. Anyone have any comments, suggestions, thoughts?
Well, pretty much at this point, I think a lot of things will be changing in the next 60 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should just kind of table this until we get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
All restrictions will be over November 4th.
Mm.
You guys, I get the governor thing, but COVID doesn't go away November 4th. And
Sure.
are you guys comfortable putting the kids in a sub in January? Is a different conversation, right?
Say that again, Lisa, for January?
I get the government restrictions, and technically to the government restrictions, we can go group camping, right? The
Uh-huh.
governor doesn't restrict it, but COVID doesn't go away on November 4th.
Right, but if they're back in school full-time with no restrictions, if all other activities are back in with no restriction,
I knew that.
then,
Do you really think that's happening in November?
I
Calling back uniform.
yeah, I think a lot of things, and then maybe it won't, but look how much has changed in the last 30 days.
Yeah. And the one we get into, and I know Wendy's looked at booking these events. The other one is I have as a concern is as we start talking about booking some of these events, if we cancel, do we get our money back? Because I know, like, last year, halls were booked for banquets for the school, and the halls were not allowed to be open, and the halls are not returning money. So just because if we book the Frankenmuth or we book the all-night party and something happens and it's that the state doesn't allow it or we're not comfortable doing it, we may be out that money. Because as I said, I know many places did not provide refunds even though they were not allowed to physically do what they committed to do. They still kept deposits.
Right, so at this point, probably the prudent thing to do is not to book out very far in advance, since this is kind of dynamic and what's going on,
Yeah.
and just kind of wait and see. I mean, I hate to say that, and it'd be nice to book 3, 4, 5 months out in advance, but with these current conditions, I don't think it behooves us to do so.
Yeah, and the one I'm looking at is in November. Realistically, probably the next month we need to make a decision about November.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's the closer one. And the other one, as we talk about the polar bear going more up north, and if they want to do the luge, which is in, Rich, do you remember where it was? It's on
That
the
was
west
out
side.
west.
Up by Muskegon.
Muskegon, yes. Is both of those are longer travel? Muskegon's 3 hours.
Mhm.
And you're talking 3 hours in February driving into a snow belt? Even if we don't book, I think realistically there's scout camps over there that we probably could do luging in a scout camp. But do we want to plan them so that they're long weekends? Like we have Martin Luther King Day coming up in January. Do we tentatively want to plan the January polar bear that they go up Saturday and we come back Monday of Martin Luther King Day?
That's
And are
right.
people willing to do those holiday weeks as we think about January and February and trying to do traveling in the winter, right?
Well, I think that would be wise.
Because yeah, that way they still get a 2-nighter, but we don't leave until Saturday morning and we're driving during the daylight.
Yep.
Kind of a thing. Does everyone kind of agree that January should be tentatively placed at Martin Luther King weekend then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if we tentatively think February is the west side of the state, I know the kids a lot of times have a February date that they have a long school weekend. Is it what holiday do we come up with that they have in February? I know there's
Winter break.
President's Day.
You're right.
President's Day.
So yeah,
They also have winter break in February, don't they?
I don't know if it's winter break or whatever. They have an excuse for a day off.
Broadstick. Oh,
But yeah, and I think we need to look at where the different schools are. I know normally they're coordinated so that the schools off are at the same time. I don't know this year with everything else if they will be. But do we want to tentatively also say that February would fall when at least the majority of the kids are on the February winter break schedule?
Yeah. Are you going to stick with the submarine in February?
I don't know.
It has
like
no
I
heat.
said. The other one I've heard, and I don't know if some people have supposedly done the sub before, I have heard the sub is not heated.
It is not.
And it's very tight quarters.
Yeah. So I don't know if the sub even rents out in February.
They
So we
rent
can-
out 12 months a year.
They do run out 12 months a year? And
Yes.
do you know what they do during the winter, Eric? When you guys went, what time of year did you guys go?
We went late fall and early spring.
Oh, you guys
So-
done, okay.
Yep.
And how was it temperature-wise?
It was cold, but you dress accordingly and you bring your 0-degree sleeping bag and you're fine.
Okay. So when you did it in the fall, in the spring, it was cold. We'd be even
Yep.
colder in the winter.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but the space is so tight. They were much smaller.
Right. And it all depends on how many people we have too, because the last couple of times we've done it, we've had 50, 75 people-ish, and it's packed. But having 30 to 50 isn't bad. There's plenty of room.
Yeah,
And
we
room to
did.
space out.
Yeah, we're probably, if I had to give a guest count for any event, we would probably be 25 would probably be on the higher end.
Yeah.
We're only sitting at 23 youth if we take 4 or 5 adults, right?
Yeah, there'd be plenty of room.
Yeah.
I find a place to fit, so they're fine.
So,
Expect no
so
less of
this
you,
year's
Eric.
President's Day is February 15. That is the same weekend with Valentine's Day. We had a very bad turnout on Valentine's week.
Okay. Well, and I don't think we'll completely solve it here, but I think we need to work through and see what the kids' school schedules are. Cause yeah, I don't know if Valentine's Day is a good weekend to travel.
Right. And also with the luge, I believe it's one of 3 in the country, and it sells out fast, so you have to book early.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that one might need to do some more investigating.
Wendy has all the information, so
Is there a council campsite or cabins there? I mean, nearby?
There is 2 Boy Scout camps. Randy, what was the one on the west side of the state we went to? That was Chicago.
Owasso?
Owasso. Owasso is there, and then Owasso physically butts up to a Michigan
Gerber.
Council Road camp, which
Gerber.
is Gerber. So there are two Boy Scout camps just north of Muskegon.
I thought we weren't going back to those.
We're talking about just for weekend camping.
Oh,
If we went luging on the west side of the state and didn't want to do the subs, could we cabin camp at one of the scout camps?
I see.
Okay.
I think Wendy was also looking at hotels in the area, depending on the weather and if the camps were allowing people to stay there.
Okay. So yeah, but if you want to give her that feedback that the January one, we would want to look at something for President's Weekend and seeing if like Cole or someone like that, I don't know if Cole would be hopefully far enough north, or if we have to go up to Rotary.
Yeah, high level.
I don't think there's one. I don't think there's one north. I think the farthest one north we have now is Cole, isn't it? And Council. But yeah, we'll probably for January at the thing, and then yeah, we have more questions. But we're kind of, the agreement is we're kind of putting it on a hold for booking farther out right now. And we'll have to deal with November camp out probably in the next couple of weeks. All right, so with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Roman. We have some thoughts and direction then from parents.
I got it on there, but yeah, this weekend is the beach camp out the 18th. I might send out another email about that, just some other information. But the 25th, we have it as no meeting. I'm not exactly sure why, but the reason we have down is no meeting, busy weekend. So there's no meeting the 25th, but that is when Class A's are starting to be worn. So after the 25th, all troop meetings are in Class A again, because we're back to the colder month and we're not in the summer anymore. So with the weekend of the 26th, we ended up deciding that we would do, instead of doing it on a Friday, we would do it on the troop meeting on the 27th, because the Court of Honor is on the 26th, and that is Logan's Court of Honor. And then the 27th.
Roman, I have a quick question.
What's up?
I have a quick question. Does Class A have to be worn tomorrow while driving to camp, or no?
It always has to be while driving to camp, regardless of the time of year. Class A.
Yeah. Whenever we're driving anywhere, we have to be in Class A.
Okay, I thought so. Thank you.
No problem.
Good question.
And then the 26th, like I said, is Logan's Court of Honor. The 27th, we're moving that troop meeting from Friday to Saturday, I believe, and Sunday. Is the Movie Making Merit Badge at the Sparks' Movie Magic Studio.
And then we do ask kids to pre-register, and I know there was a sign-up genie that went out. So if anyone's kids are interested, is there any prereqs they're supposed to have done before getting to that meeting, Rich? Or we just said to you, you're gonna make music, magic, and merit badge magic all happen?
Well, a lot of those kids have already started that merit badge, and we've already met several times. So for the kids that maybe just want to start it, we'll just be going a bit in reverse order. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I know Uma attended the meetings, but there's nothing that they've been supposed to have turned in or workbooks they're supposed to have filled out, right? If they've attended, the only thing they've done so far is attend meetings, right?
No, we knocked out merit badge requirements.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
I have a question about this weekend's camping.
Mhm.
I know that they have free time, and it was said that there's other activities they can do, and they can have extra money. Does anybody have a price list of those other activities and on what those?
Monica, the activities don't cost; they're all included. But
They're
there
all
is-
included. Okay.
Yeah, but there is a canteen there where if they want to get an ice cream or something of that nature,
Summer camp fitting in.
there's a little general store if they want to buy a pop, that kind of stuff. But as far as
Okay.
activities go, since Pam and I are members there, all of our guests it's free for.
Oh, okay, good.
So it's similar to summer camp. All events are free, food. They're willing to sell us food at extra prices.
Now, the way it was written up, it sounded like there was charges, like there's other
yeah.
activities. I don't want to give them $30 and have them buy $30 of root beer.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure they'd be happy to.
Oh, yeah, they would be happy to.
You're funny.
All right, keep on going through your list.
October 2nd is, we were planning a kind of fall fest, kind of having a fun meeting, one of the last fun meetings, doing stuff like that. But there's also some patrol time in that meeting. October 9th is, there's no meeting. We're doing the backpacking, cooking, but also finishing the hike on the Pedro Trail up at DeBarre. I believe that's like a one-day thing kind of thing. I don't think we're staying overnight.
No, that's a camp out weekend.
Oh, that is a camp out? Okay.
Yes, there's a camp out weekend that weekend.
Yeah, so October 9th is a camp out, which is we're doing the hiking and backpacking and cooking, all stuff like that. Very fun. In keeping with the dynamic planning, we really haven't planned anything past that. The 16th, the 23rd, and 30th are all kind of to be determined. Sometime in the first week of October, we're gonna have a planning meeting about that. I know there's talk about like sometime in October 23rd, we're doing some kind of recruitment to get, because we haven't had much in children, so other children, in people, so we should do that again so they don't end up like me. But other than that, I am all good. Any questions?
All right,
Nope.
approval
Good
of
job.
the senior patrol leaders report out.
What was that?
Approval of the patrol leaders report out. I see some thumbs. All right.
Thank you guys for your time.
Monica has raised her hand. I'm assuming it's good as I'm up. Okay. Eric, do you have anything from Wendy on campouts?
No, she said she wasn't sure about booking things because of what you spoke about.
Yeah.
Not getting refunds back. And then she wasn't sure about the more than 10 people thing, which we already cleared that up. So other than that, she hasn't done anything yet.
Okay. And can you check with her? I don't think we've gotten permission slips yet for October camp out, and I know that was booked as a tent camp out. So if you see her in passing, and tentatively, as far as I know, the 7th and the 14th would be scouting for food. I haven't seen anything from council saying they're changing that date or canceling that. So,
Okay.
Pam and Rich, Scoutmaster report out. Do you have anything to say, Rich?
Just, you guys got to replace me. You got 13 more days. So
you were irreplaceable, sir.
But no, the troops running real well. I'm very, very incredibly proud of our scout leaders. I think they're doing a fantastic job. I do want to mention to everyone that we always have to have grace with them. They're just learning. So they might send out something that's not quite clear or whatnot. We just got to have a little grace with them. But as far as our SPLs, ASPLs, and the vast majority of our patrol leaders, I think they're doing a fantastic job. It's so easy that if you become Scoutmaster, 59 minutes a week, that's it. So, not even an hour.
All right, approval.
Liar, liar, liar.
I've been told an hour to 2 per kid per week.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
per
Rich,
kid. That's the challenge. It's an hour per kid.
I see smoke rising up behind you there, Rich. I think your pants might be on fire.
You know, it's funny. We talk about the adults that live by the Scout Oath and Law, and the first one is a Scout is trustworthy.
Wow. He may have the trustworthy, but not the honest.
All right, approval of Rich's report. All right, Monica, and I put your report in here somewhere. Monica, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I don't know if you can see the screen.
I can see the screen.
I'm sharing this report you sent me a while ago. So general fund is $4,000 with the summer dues already taken out.
With the July, you're talking about July, August, September?
Yes.
With the 100, I'm sorry, not everybody's in the 100. I'm sorry, only those of us with 2. For the $65, yes.
Okay, and then we'll have that again. So we should be good paying recharter this year. I know there was a concern earlier. So that is good to know that we have some general fund.
As long as you don't go crazy and overspend.
I'm gonna go 23 kids crazy. Do you have anything else you want me to show?
Not that we got our, part of that is because we got our refund finally back from Heritage. That just took several months. so that's nice.
Crazy.
I'm sorry?
Isn't that crazy? It took them so long.
Oh, it's crazy. And the thing is, it didn't come right, Lisa, from Heritage. They actually had a company.
Yeah, they have a third party that's doing it, and then they said everyone who went to the summit, they paid out everyone except for the people who went to summit because they were having problems getting from the summit to confirm how much money we owed for the summit thing. So that delayed us. And then when the check finally came, it came to me personally, and I was honest and actually wrote the troop a check for the amount that came to me. I really
It was
enjoyed
hard for her to
depositing
do
in my
that.
checking account. Really enjoyed depositing it in my checking account. Not so much enjoying writing Monica the check for the amount again.
Yeah, I did notice it was with a shaky hand.
All right.
Also, you know what? I don't have anything for the camping. You'll see a lot of strikeouts because those are things that were canceled, and then the future things, there's nothing because we're not prepaying yet.
Right.
Unless it's a console run site because we know that they will give us our money back.
Yeah. All right. Any questions for Monica? I know she sent out me a statement. Greg is already raising your hand. Greg, does that mean you're approving?
Yeah, I had just one question. I was looking at my statement. I didn't see what Summit charged us. What were the costs to the Summit for the adult and for the child?
Oh, you should have stayed for the child. Oh, I gotta look at yours. 382.
I'm hemorrhaging in money, so please take it away from me. I don't think you took my payment out. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
And then
and then I think I also have to split your payment and Pam's because we got one adult free. So
whatever the troop agrees with, I'm fine either way. I'm gonna say I'm hemorrhaging in money. You can take all of it if you want. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, feel free. Monica, when you're done, anything you have left over, transfer to my account.
There's $400 for Colin, and there's only $100 left. So I think I owe you money. That's why I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay.
Just let me know, please.
Any other questions for Monica?
Miss Monica, it's Eric. Did you look into getting a debit card or credit card for a reserve?
We're not going to get it. We're not going to get a debit card.
No?
We're not. No.
Okay.
So it's just like if it's a high amount and someone doesn't want to charge, make a charge on their credit card, let me know. I'll charge it.
Okay.
And Eric, I know it came up. There was some issues there. Is our bylaws do state if someone signs up for something, you commit to going to summer camp or you commit to going to a camp out and you back out, the troop reserves the right to charge you that fee. So just so you're aware of that is in there. And there's some dates and then there's a statement in there that says an exception if we can't back out. So like summer camp, once you pay, you typically it's a lost cause. So you'll get back what we get back is kind of the way it's written.
Okay.
Approval of Monica financial report.
Good.
Motion.
Equipment. Eric, I am hearing we only have 8 tents in the trailer. Do you know if that's actually accurate?
We have 8 of the large 3-person tents, and then we have several of the smaller pup tents.
Okay. That would make sense.
Yes. So that was the issue. So I went in there and looked, and the ones that were ripped and torn and needed to be fixed, they weren't worth fixing. So we parted them out and then got rid of them. So we have the holes and the stakes and things like that. But I was talking to Miss Monica, and there's still $900 left in the trailer fund, which the trailer shouldn't need anything, and if it does, I'll take care of it. We should use that money and purchase some more tents if we need them.
Yes. And definitely as we start looking at the spring and where sales are coming up, right now, the policy is supposed to be 1 per tent. So how many big tents we want to buy versus small tents, I think it may be one of those kind of waiting and seeing where things lie by like early winter. And it doesn't surprise me. Those tents are at least 4 years old.
Right.
So
Can we use
crappy tents.
What was that?
I said they were crappy tents.
No, they were not.
Yeah, they were.
They were not. They were not expensive tents. They were not high-end tents.
No, they were, the amount of tents we spent $2,600.
Yeah, I mean, we bought
About an
15.
average of $80 a tent, I believe, is what you spent. But for 16 tents, it was a wonderful price.
Yeah,
I mean,
but yeah, tents lasting 4 or 5 years is not realistic as often as the kids take them, and they're kids. They're kids.
Yeah.
So.
but we got to talk about raising money to replace those.
Yep. Yep. And that was another thing. I wanted to try to organize another pancake breakfast because we did pretty well on it. And we just need to change the date so it doesn't run over the top of another group doing something the same weekend like we had last time. So, and
Yeah.
the VFW is more than open to letting us use the building again to do that.
Yeah, so definitely, Eric, I think that's a thing we need to work forward to, and probably not right now, but definitely maybe something right after the New Year's.
Yep.
If you wanna chair that, I'm willing. How many would be willing to let Eric chair that event?
I'm raising my hand.
I'll cook.
I'm willing to help.
Yeah, that's not a problem. We'll get it all figured out again.
Okay.
Also, I got another suggestion. There's been quite a few new businesses opening up here in Fraser. Maybe we should send a group of boys over there to maybe do a trailer sponsorship.
Yeah,
I
we
still
talked
have
about
the
this.
stickers for the other ones that we've done.
Well,
so.
but I mean, but still, I
working
mean,
on
there. Oh, I wasn't saying that, but I mean, we could sell more sponsorships, even though we don't have the stickers yet. I mean, you know, something to raise money to try to pay for the tents.
Yeah. But the only problem with that is a lot of things are canceled this year, like our yearly golf outing, because people just don't have the money, especially with new businesses. So that's the only issue I see there.
That's kind of with Rotary, what we've been finding too. Some of our long-term sponsors have stepped back to sponsor anything right now.
Yep.
Unless, but.
That's the world of unknowns. Everyone's protecting for the world of unknowns.
But I think it's it can't hurt to ask, Will. And, I think not leaving anything unturned is a good thing.
Yep,
I think
absolutely.
I think it'd be a lot better, and we might get a little bit more response if we actually possibly send a small group of boys in there to kind of present themselves to these business owners, and let these guys try to pitch it to them. And owner of the new National Coney Island, sees a group of boys come in, and they might be willing.
Will, what would you think, Will, if with this pancake breakfast, we had the boys target and personally invite someone?
That's not a bad idea either.
And then at the actual pancake breakfast, we open it up and say, hey, we're looking for sponsors. And let's have a sponsor tent.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, then maybe we should have some flyers made up, and like I said, the troop, go around to some of these businesses, and maybe we should even do flyers for the pancake breakfasts too.
Yep.
Actually, when we do scouting for food, if we could have, I don't know if we have the budget for it, but if we could have a couple thousand flyers to hand out with the bag as well, if we can somewhat secure a date by then. For the pancake breakfast
for food
in November, right?
Is a bottle drive also?
Or that too.
Yep.
So I mean,
do a flyer along with the bag, but we'll have to do them separately because a lot of people just throw the bags out, unfortunately.
Well, the only one I have, and I've always, this has come up before, when we do scouting for food, we're fundamentally doing a service project to help the needy in our community. At the same time, do we want to ask for money for ourselves?
Okay.
But we're technically not asking for money. We're inviting them to our pancake breakfast.
Or how
if they
about,
want it,
I don't mean to cut you off, Will. How about we do a separate flyer, a week or two before the pancake breakfast? I know it might be cold, but we can break them up in small groups and run the neighborhoods and deliver flyers for that.
Yeah. I think when Eric, once you get that going, that can definitely be part of it. Is 2 weeks out. People need to volunteer to be assigned an area to flyer.
Yep.
And we don't necessarily need to coordinate it. So that we all meet at the same time. Everyone can be assigned their area and flyer their
Yes.
area
There
one
you go.
night the week before. Right?
Okay. And that way, if anybody
I'm gonna
needs
move on.
to
It sounds like we have some ideas. I want to get through this. And we're running close to an hour already. Definitely, we need to have some fundraising. None of it's going to happen in the next week or two, but sounds like Eric's going to do a pancake breakfast after the new year, and we're going to kind of work through some other things. Any other questions on the equipment share report out?
It would look
Approval?
really, it would look really good at somebody else's house for a while.
Are the graphics all on the trailer these days, or are we...
It's 95%.
Fantastic.
What is the plan to close that out, Eric?
What do you mean?
Well, you said it's 95%. What does it take to get to 100, and when are we going to get to 100?
Me having time.
Oh, okay.
You got a weekend project here. Come on, we got an Eagle Court to get through. Then we can add a name too. Is the trailer accessible? Because I'm supposed to come by tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to move on. Approval of the equipment share report out. Next one is advancement, which actually starts with Logan's Court of Honor. Greg, do you want to speak there, or?
Hi. Yeah, Logan with an E. We're Gergersons, but that's a different story. It is outside. We will be outside at the VFW hall. We're putting out emails, trying to remind everyone. It is going to be the normal Court of Honor with a dish to pass, a formal ceremony with all the scouts in Class A. We have a small schedule here. It's slightly different, but either one's fine. We're actually at 1 o'clock. We're trying to set up tables and chairs, which we have a rental company donating chairs and tables. We're going to have some seated with for them to eat, and then as well as set up rows. And then from there, we're going to have speaking parts at 1:15. Scouts arrive at 1:30. We'll do a small run through. Guests arrive at 1:50. We have to do the COVID check-in. And at 2 o'clock, we start the ceremony. We have a program, small presentation, mentor pins, yada, yada, yada.
And then eat.
And eat. Yes, we get to eat. So we're going to have sub and cake.
Yes, so I have somehow gotten rooked into being hostess because Sherry Comundi wasn't available. I need some other adult to be in charge of check-in and making sure we're collecting forms.
Collecting what?
Collecting, you know how we have to collect the health form waiver, the COVID
Oh,
waiver?
I can help you. Lisa, I'll help.
Okay, thank you, Barb. And I'm assuming we'll assign a scout to also be, which I've heard that your scout son is scribe, so it's perfect in line. Yeah, we'll have a scout to help you, but Greg has warned his outside guests, which will most be, that they are going to be expected to sign the Boy Scout COVID waiver. And I did send out a sign-up Genie so we could get a good estimate of the participation in troop, because there's no sense buying more subs than we're all going to eat or starving anyone. So do try to reply to that sign-up Genie so we have an estimate of the troop head count. The Gregerson say they will have about 30 guests on the outside for their family and friends.
When did you send the sign up Genie out? Because I haven't seen it.
I sent it out this afternoon.
Yeah, I saw it.
I didn't get it.
I already
I
saw
don't
it, and
have
Will,
it.
I replied that you're coming too, Will, just so you know.
Ah.
I kind of go put that on the desk up front, please. Sorry, I'm working and attending at the same time. No, the other desk, the other front desk.
But yeah, I'll send it out again. Somehow some people got it and not others. So I know I must have sent it at least to some people, but I will send it out again just so we get some estimate of head count. I'll send that out. Any questions on the Court of Honor, which is the 26th?
Mm-mm.
All right, Brandon, I asked Brandon to do us an Eagle Scout update since we have so many candidates right now.
Hey, I talked to who was it? Wincy, Roman. Nico wasn't there on Friday, so I gotta bug him and see where he's at.
I can tell.
Liam, Colin, and also I talked to Allie. So Wincy, she has enough money, has everything, needs to build the benches and get everything up there. She has cooking, the trail mail requirement left, and she cannot go for her Eagle until, she's eligible until November 8th. That is when the 6-month waiting period is up. And I'm still missing some reference names for her to write on her behalf. For Roman, he has two Eagles left. His band room approved. He fundraising. He's calling ABC Warehouse and no response. He may be thinking about doing a pancake breakfast or a pop bottle return. Liam has he's been talking to the Sterling Heights library director and thinking about doing a outside library garden.
I believe Randy has some commentary.
Yeah.
I was just going to give you an update that they've decided they want a rock garden built, and it will be a take one, leave one type of thing. He's got a meeting next week with the director to find out exactly where the size and what they're thinking for design.
Are we, if he's talking about an outdoor garden, are we thinking it'll be done in the spring then?
I'm assuming so. I don't think they'll be able to finalize plans before
It gets too cold?
winter hits.
Okay.
And that'll give them enough time to do the fundraising and everything else.
Okay.
Is that one of those painted rock type of things?
Yes.
You paint 'em? Yeah, okay.
Yep, that's
Make 'em look
exactly
like
it.
Bugs and, okay, very good.
That's it.
Brandon,
And I know he's got a whole bunch of Eagle Merit badges he's working on in theory, right?
He's got a lot. He's got a lot of them done. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would say he has sit in the community, sit in the world, communication, personal management, and family life that he still needs to complete before he turns 18 in June 8th of 21.
Okay. Rich, do you want to give us the Nico update?
Yeah, so I'll be leaving camp early on Sunday. Sunday afternoon, he is managing several adults where we're building the post and stand. And then he's going to put out for the install. And then that's pretty much he's done.
Did he get answers from the schools as to where exactly they were going to go?
I believe he did, yeah.
Okay. If he didn't, let me know and I can help see if I can wake up some teacher or staff if they need to. But I know last time I talked about it, he didn't know where they were going to go. Is that all of our? No, Gregerson. We have one more.
No, Greg. One. Communication. He has left. Project has been approved. He's gonna do a what is it? Oh, revamping the clothes pantry at Mount Clever. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing the church right.
It's Mount Calvary, and yes, the project was approved, but I wanted to ask a question with all of us leaders here. The lady, Lisa, not Miss Ludwig, but she approved the project but never signed it. Am I okay with that as a signature, or I need to have
the district person didn't sign the paperwork?
Correct.
So you need to go back and get the signature. I mean, we'll look the other way if he has like a pop bottle drive, but in the meantime, he has to get the signature. They'll give him problems when he goes for his project, for his final approval if we don't have that signature.
Well, I imagine it's to be the same person on the committee at the end. I understand.
Well,
I'll make sure
that implies that that person stays in that position for that long.
he's been there for a long time. I entrust that, but okay. So I know to pursue it. I'll go back and double check with him because he's already sent multiple emails.
Okay.
I've stayed
Brandon,
out of it.
It's Laura now, isn't it? Because it's actually just changed. It was someone else this summer.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
Laura, yes.
Laura.
Laura.
Brandon, do you know her? Can you follow up for him and see if we can get the actual signature?
Yeah, I know her, and I can figure out.
Okay.
So yes, Colin only has the one Eagle Merit badge that he's completing at the Court of Honor. I think he's working with someone in the troop. I don't. And then he's got the fundraiser to do, which is October 2nd or 3rd, passing out, and the following weekend picking up, and then the project to do. So we're doing very well. Thank you.
And he's a December, right? Or January?
No, January. January
Okay.
3rd is Colin. January 11th is Nico. May 24th, I believe. May 24th is Wincy, then June 8th is Liam.
Okay.
plus-
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Colin is planning on his pop bottle drive on the 3rd and pick up on the 10th or something like that. That weekend, the kids will be camping.
Yeah, you might want to point out that to your candidate there, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have help for returning those bottles.
Greg, did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm muted. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
I heard that. Yeah. So yeah, they're going to be away. I just realized the dates, so we were talking through it. Very good.
Okay.
We'll just push it back.
Well, and we can also, like, you can have kids assigned areas to distribute, so you can do flyers midweek and pick up on a Saturday and not necessarily have a Saturday meet to distribute areas too. So if
Well,
he wants to do it the 17th, he could have them, sign up and volunteer to distribute flyers on their own during, like, earlier in that week. So
let me look at your schedule again. I'm not this planning person here. Let's see.
well, you don't need to be the planning person.
I know, but
your Eagle candidate needs to be.
but you just thrown a ringer at me, so I have to get him involved. Very good.
Yeah.
Thanks for catching that,
You
Karen.
might be able to do like, say, telling each kid where to go and just give them the flyer. They can do it whenever and then tell them this is a pickup day.
Sure.
That works
So
too.
we're camping the weekend of the 10th. Is that what you're saying, or was that just a hike?
No, it's
that is a weekend that 9, 10, and 11 or something like that. That was the weekend that they're going.
Yep. It's a DBAR tent camp out weekend.
Okay. I will reflect this to him, and he'll readjust. Very good. I'll have him look at your notes. Thank you. Thank you. Good pointing out. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Any other questions about where our Eagles are? Since we have so many, I wanted to do an update. Thank you, Brandon, for that. Fall Court of Honor. We need to pick a date for Fall Court of Honor. Are we comfortable doing it inside? Because I don't know if we're going to. The church is actually the new secretary at the church is actually more helpful than the old one. We might be able to get the cafeteria area at the church, but I don't know if schools will necessarily allow us to get another facility. Are we wanting to try to figure out a way to make it happen at St. Pito's? Do we want to move it outside on a weekend? Does anyone have any opinions, suggestions?
I'd say we check with the church first, and if
Okay.
not, I don't know if the VFW, aren't they usually pretty busy on Fridays?
Yes, anytime we
Yes,
look
Friday
at,
is the bar night.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday, they basically tell us evenings, we will be challenged again because they're reserving it and getting money. So what date do we want to do Fall Court of Honor? Don't all speak at once.
I mean,
So the
I mean,
30th is a Friday, but it's the day before Halloween. I don't know if that influences people. Do we want to do it the 30th? Do we want to do it the 6th?
Yeah, following Halloween, or we'll have a terrible turnout.
Okay.
So what, the 23rd or the 6th?
Yeah, what he's saying is, Rich is saying let's do it after Halloween. Let's do it on the 6th.
Alright, so yeah, I was thinking about that. I had 3 dates and I didn't know which one was gonna work the best for everyone. So I was gonna email that out.
Okay.
For getting the awards, Monica, I might need a check because I spent for the Eagle Corner Runner and the corner runner that we had in June or July, I forget when. I spent almost more than half the gift card.
Okay, let me know what you need.
There's about $141 left on the gift card.
Oh wow, that's more than what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, so it was $58.28 for the Eagle Corner Runner, then the Spring Corner Runner was $247.
Okay, if you need a check, just let me know. I'll get a check to you.
I'll let you know. And I've been keeping track on how much I think I'm gonna be needing, and I will let you know.
Yeah. If you're doing it from the Scout store, they can just take it out of the account. I think.
And I know there's some online ordering system now.
Yeah, I don't know. They used to take it out of our account way back. I forget how many years ago, but I don't know if they still are still doing that. I can ask Marlo, who runs the Scout store in Troy.
Yeah, see,
go from
then
there.
they can just do that. If not, just let me know how much you need. Or I'll just give you a check and you just, put what you need when you get the stuff.
All right. Any other advancement questions? I'm assuming, Brandon, you'll start figuring out, as I said, try to shoot for the 6th. I'll see about contacting the church to see if we can use the other room on that date. And then you want to, at some point, announce to the kids when you're going to do your cutoff. Any other questions for advancements for Brandon?
Oh.
Approval? Approval? All right. Barb? Actually, Barb, you came. Barb! You want to talk about your fundraiser?
Well, I'm kind of here just in listen mode because I am at the office working, but I can real quick. We discussed it last month, my idea, and I don't need to really kind of go over that again, I hope. I did email out the rules for the fundraiser that would be going out to whoever participated via Facebook. That's what this fundraiser was going to be through, was Facebook. And I just kind of was going to look for approval on what I sent out to everybody because I know that it was a big hype about not our troop name, nothing to mention about Scouts or whatever the rules were. So this would be what would be attached to what we would be sending out to people that we're going to ask to partake in our fundraiser, to partake in purchasing a raffle.
The only question I have,
I don't know if
Barb, when they go to do it, you'll be able to tell who the name of the person is who bought the ticket, right?
Everyone will be able to tell. Yes, because there's going to be 1 through 50 slots for each category.
But
So
my-
let's
my-
say we start with a $2 slot. Okay, so there's only gonna be 50 slots to buy a $2 raffle ticket.
Yep.
There'll be 50 spots to buy a $5 raffle ticket, and there'll be 50 spots to buy an $8 raffle ticket. So the people are gonna say, go in a comment and underneath that raffle and say, two random, please, or I want 5 and 10 in that raffle. And if they just say two random, I give them 2 random numbers. They go on those 2 devices, Venmo and PayPal, to pay me. And then they'll go in, once they pay through that device, they'll go in and link to their, underneath their name that they paid. And then I will give them, they'll be able to have the 2 slots. So everyone's going to kind of do the work on their own to show me that they paid. And yes, their name will be there. You'll be able to see everybody's name who purchased a ticket.
Because my only thought is how we distribute the money, and I'm assuming most
The money
of-
isn't distributed. They're going to pay me through PayPal or Venmo.
No,
They're
how we
going to
distribute the money among the troop. Is it going to go to the general fund only, or
It's
is
just
a
gonna have
certain
to go to
amount of it
general
going to
fund.
go? It's all going to go to the general fund. So
That will have to.
no particular scout's going to get credit for selling more tickets or less tickets.
No, it will have to go to the general fund, and we'll have
Okay.
to decide as a troop what we're going to do with that money that we fundraise to give it back to our boys. So will it be we pay for a couple campouts? Will it be, God, I mean, I don't know. They raise quite a bit of money doing this for a baseball team. So, will it be that we can divide it up to, I mean, if your kid participates in a lot of things, then I guess your kid you'll get more advantage of the money that's being raised, or whatever the troop may need, or whatever we decide what the money can be used for.
Yeah, because as I said, I know like when we do resales and popcorn sales, the people who participate get the money, and a certain percentage goes to the general fund, and a certain percentage goes to
No,
the scout.
I'm not gonna know, because you're gonna share this with all of your people on Facebook. So I don't know who all of your people
I was confused
are.
about. How would you know
No.
these random people's names, whose
I'm
friends
not.
and family there are? Okay.
I'm not. It's just a large sum of money to raise, an easy way to raise it without any contact with anybody. And it would have no other way but to go in the general fund unless somebody else can think of a different way.
I think here again, this should go towards tents.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've talked about earlier. There's plenty of things for it to go to. I just wanted to make sure we understood it was going to the general fund. It would go to the general fund.
When we advertise it out on Facebook, if we designate it towards something and we say, hey, 2 things. 1, our tents are old. They need to be replaced. Secondly, with COVID, we now can only have 1 scout per tent. This is how we're raising money for it. I think we'll get a better response and turnout when people, put a kid in a tent, buy a ticket. Or 500.
Yeah. So I don't have any issues so long as we all understand it's general fund fundraising only and not individual scouts.
I mean, in the beginning when they were doing these once a week. So they were banking probably between $500 and $600 a week in these fundraisers. I mean, obviously, once people went back to work and everything else, people were getting out of the house, the fundraisers slowed down a little bit, and their baseball team, their tournaments were not in place at the time. And even I was in it. I was like, oh my God, watch the spin, and I got to win. And I mean, I won $500. So it's very addicting, it calls me back every time they sent something out. Oh, let me.
That kind of luck. I could buy every ticket and still lose.
It's like, oh, $5 here, $5 there,
I'd like to make a motion
we're
that
doing this more than one time.
I'd like to make a motion that the first $2,000 raised for it goes for tents.
Okay.
I think that's a good one. All right. Does anyone have any objections to the rules as Barb has laid it out, and that the money's going to general fund, starting with tents and working through other causes?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. Can I get an official approval? Lots of thumbs up, no thumbs down. Monica, I'm assuming you're raising your hand as a thumbs up.
Yes, that's my thumbs up.
And again, Lisa, were you taking notes for me? Because I did text you and tell you I would not be able to take notes. I would be at work.
Hey,
Okay,
Barb.
I won't be doing
there's
nearly
my
as good
2
of a
cents
job
for
as
the
you
meeting.
have.
Hey, Barb.
Yeah.
I'm recording this. What I'm going to do is download
Yeah.
it, put a link up on YouTube, an unlisted link that we can share with the whole troop, and there's your notes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
There you
Perfect.
go. All right. But yes,
All
Barb,
right.
thank you for leading that charge. I want to appreciate people who lead charges. So, thank you very much for that. Any other questions for Barb and
No
her
problem.
terrific fundraiser that's going to start for the general fund in tenths? All
Well,
right.
if you like people that leads a charge, I motion to adjourn.
Well, we have two quick things and then we can adjourn. Popcorn sales, this year popcorn, we are doing just online or take orders. Online is already active. They have periods that they have free shipping. Actually, this week is a free shipping again. If you have questions about that, let me know or Kim know. And then if you want to physically get corn sent to you, it's the same product mix. For the most part, the same pricing. The only difference is we have to go to a warehouse versus someone possibly paying for shipping. Those would be due in October if anyone wants to physically order popcorn rather than through the online system. And then just remember, everyone, Summer Camp 2021, Devin is our official chair, and we are going in June. With that, Rich, do you have a motion?
I motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. I will upload this and I will send out the link the same way we sent out the invitation. And I would make the suggestion from this point forward, that's how notes are done.
Well, and I think also, does people like having this as a virtual meeting, not on a troop night?
Yes.
I know me and Richard are approving. Unfortunately,
I really do.
yeah, I like not leaving my house sometimes, even though lately I'd like to leave
Are
more
more
often.
involved. The parents, the leaders, the ones who are running the meetings and are helping with the troop, you're more involved.
Yeah.
It is helpful.
And seriously, video recording it, putting it up, I can throw it up on my YouTube channel as an unlisted, put it out. That way there's a record and there will never be a point in time when an adult should say, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, and then to that end, the other one to know is if you ever send out an email from Scoutbook and there's a column that is our leadership, I have created a generic email in there that anything that's emailed to leaders, not just the parents, but anything that's emailed out, I also keep a copy of that in an email box so that 6 months from now, we ask what was emailed out. All that email records, everything that was emailed out is also copied in an email box.
Hey, real quick question, Randy, just since I haven't talked with you.
Yeah.
How did it go with the, did that work out well with the library and that introduction from Clark?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a issue with him getting a hold of her.
Okay.
Once he did, things are rolling now. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I knew if I plugged him in, one of those guys would, but he actually just won for the state of Michigan attorneys, the humanitarian award for the year.
yeah. Once Liam got a hold of her, it was good.
Sweet. Good.
She was real positive about it.
Yeah, she's
Good night, everyone.
all right. Good night, guys.
Is that the end of the meeting?